and obviously both these teams, I mean, they've been thinking about this since that game ended Sunday night.
Face-off one by the Frontenacs. Binyemi to the net, backhand, scores! Right through the middle. Binyemi will...
Puck controlled by Barry off the draw. Bertucci loses it. Comes to Matthew Soto. He's got Willis in front, turns away from a check, passes it to Hopkins, quickly back to Binyemi. Shot from the point. Willis is all tied up, and he scores anyway. Breaks free and scores.
What a one-on-one battle.
Puck ends up behind the Barry net. Around the boards it comes. Ewens comes down from the point, actually decides to let it go. Hopkins was back there covering, gets to the high slot. Boy, big battle in front. Miedema down to his knee. Hopkins gets to the goal line, couldn't push it across. Shot from an angle, they score! Emil Binyemi.
Easy time of it. No, Hay wins the draw again. 68. Ethan Hay has done a great job as far as winning those draws. Hopkins will catch a break there. Another opportunity. That one slid back of the net as Krawchuk
couldn't glove it. Miedema puts it in the near corner. Willis absorbs a hit. Hopkins spins away from one. Tight checking. 4 white shirts around Hopkins. Miedema brings it up front, leaves it for Ewens. Back to Miedema. Scores! Oh my goodness, what a passing play. Miedema again.
The zone. Burns up top. 20 seconds remaining in their power play. Looking backdoor. Puck up in the air. Cameron swats that one aside. Puck in the corner, up to the line. Blast in front. They score. Tyler Hopkins tags one top corner.
Grabs the loose puck. Across the blue line. Dishes off for Willis. Willis has got to go back for it to the far boards. Hopkins circling away from a check. Now he gets it back to Ewens. Waits. Wrist shot. Scores! Seeing eye goal from the point gives Kingston a 3. 67's finally able to get control of it. They'll skate it out of their zone. Loose at the top of the zone, grabbed by Miedema. He'll move up. He's got Gay Chase with him. Miedema with speed. Across for Hayes. One-timer. Scores. 6-0 Kingston.
Well, perfect play by me. Spellacy will go up against Hopkins here, and a given win for A.J. Spellacy. Carson Woodall off the point. Sliding pad stop from Schenkel, and it's 3-on-1 the other way. Racing to get back is Spellacy. Willis has control. Right side, Hopkins scores! A sharp angle shot, and he cashes.
Ewens just got his boot in the way.
Humphries has gone to the bench.
He's on the bench, so Key comes out for him, pops free. Riley Clark looks up, gives it back instead to Ewens, plays it ahead, and who's going to get the goal here? It'll be Riley Clark. That'll finish it off.
35 seconds to go. Brown to the line. Hamara keeps it in. Right circle. That one got past Lardis. On his tape, it's Tyler Hopkins. He's going to carry it and take the room he's afforded. Hopkins to Hayes. Empty net, scores! Hayes with some breathing room for the front. Pull that one in as Passmore gives him a rough ride. Puck loose on the near wing. Moore came off his spot on the right point. They do keep it in. Hopkins choked up on the stick, brought it down, now carries it. Nice move, Tyler Hopkins. Shot, scores! Beautiful move, better finish, Tyler Hopkins. Visitors, Binyemi finds Williamson. Back up the wing, deflected in. Hay got on the forecheck, couldn't find the puck. Pickle does. In left of the net, in front, Hopkins scores! Second of the game, Tyler Hopkins.
Has some time. Finds Ben Pickle at the dot. Back up top it goes, McGowan. He unleashes one. That one misses just wide. Pickle. Up top, Williamson. Near side, McGowan. Shot from Burns. That one, or Hopkins, that one bounces in.
Conyon, the overage forward, will chase. Rolled back in to be slowed up by the Frontenacs defensive end. Quentin Burns with the puck. Burns Up ice for Hopkins. Right side Hayes. Gage Hayes brings it into the backside. Tap in, score. That's Tyler Hopkins. What a feed from Gage. Period. Firebirds shorthanded for another 22 seconds. As Kingston does gain the zone, it's Hopkins. Looking over to the left wing now. Firebirds send one up ice. Taken back now by Hayes. Hayes to the left wing. Send one to the back door. Miedema all alone. He scores. Miedema on the one-timer. A power play. Mania to get on it. He will slide one back into the neutral zone. McGowan runs it down all the way to the defensive end. Malik McGowan to the right side now, Cal Ewens. And Ewens for Hopkins. Hopkins is in, looking to the backside and hit off of Mania's stick. Bounces in, they score.
Not moving from behind the Kingston goal. Quentin Burns there to take a look up ice. There for Bishop. Chopped up by Soto. Andrew Oak out of his net to play, and he had Hopkins in hot pursuit. And again, this one put right in front, off a skate, they score. I think that goes in off the skate of Josh Glavin. A penalty was coming. Didn't look like he was going to be able to get too heavy of a shot off, but there was some momentum behind it. Misa spinning back down the boards. Burns picks his pocket. Hopkins takes it away, and again, they're going to see a shorthanded 2-on-1 here. Hopkins down the left wing, takes a shot, he scores! Tyler Hopkins blisters one past Andrew Oak, a shorthanded goal for Carson Harmer. In the neutral zone, Harmer up and ahead. Here's Perrette down the wing, delays, bumped off the puck. Jilkin can't get after it. Frontenacs back the other way, Battaglia 2-on-1 with Hopkins, backdoor feed, and he's going to sweep it home around Andrew Oak to make it 7-2. That's a hat trick.
First period. Maximus, 9th goal of the year. Assist going to Caden Johnson and Josh Glavin. Have the Spirit up by 1. Hopkins hits the brakes in the corner. Looking back to the point. And actually ends up all the way back to the point. Shot, scores. Great goal there by Niemi. Might have been tipped in front.
They traveled to Barrie on Monday from Sarnia and played Barrie on Tuesday night in a makeup game. Game that was snowed out a month ago.
That's a lot of driving. McGowan down from the point, cuts in front, tries to go through the legs. There's Willis to push it home. Goal number 2 for Willis. Goal number 2 for Frontenacs control it though. Back to the point to Burns. Passes over for Wright. Out bump play for Soto. Nice stop by Oak. Got his left arm on it. Hopkins. Lots of traffic in front. He scores. Great screen by Ethan Mead. Puck ends up behind the Frontenacs cage. Niemi off the glass. Soto couldn't control it. Henry fans on the pass, but it eventually gets to his defensive partner, McCall. Stolen by the Frontenacs. Pass in front. They score. Hopkins right under the pads of early. Hopkins with the face-off win. Willis gives it back to McGowan. McGowan will bring it towards the net. Over for a shot there by Hopkins. Knocked out of the air by Soto. Into the net. 5-2 Kingston. Matthew.
He got the glove up there. Now Musty head down, hustling back to get in on the penalty kill. Burns with it. And Roberts lost his stick. He went and grabbed it, then goes and helps out in front of the net. They score again. So now it's a 4-goal game, and
skating lane on Soto.
They did a good job by refraining on the hooks too. The officials are watching for hooks in the hands.
Here's Battaglia. Look at him go. Battaglia gets it back. Hopkins fires towards the goal. He scores. A shot that looked like it was off.
After it, but
yeah,
the net stopped him.
Yes. Well, he's back out now. That's certainly a good sign for Generals fans. Burns off the draw. One-timer by Battaglia scores.
Again, second goal just from the point, just in a knock.
Back to Burns. Not much on that pass. Hopkins has got to be quick to move it. Sends it down to Soto. He'll saucer it back to Burns. One-timer saved by Rye. Rebound right there. Battaglia couldn't control it. Thrown out front. One-timer by Gaydon. He scores. Almost broken up by Battaglia. Hopkins eventually gets it to Battaglia. Wrist shot stopped there by Millette. Puck squirts free to Soto. Back to the point to Ewens. Hopkins down low to Soto with the tip, and he scores. Soto makes it 4.
Snapped in from center by Newton. Lalonde tried to knock it down, couldn't. Ends up on that right wing side, and here's Hopkins with a break. Can somebody join him? Burns will try. Hopkins waiting for help. Hits Clark. The Triller scores! Riley Clark with a beautiful rip off a great feed.
Face-off not done cleanly to the right of Oster, and so they will do it again. Hopkins will win this one cleanly. McGowan, Battaglia right back to McGowan. McGowan to the net, scores! Look like a...
Williamson. Burns, couple of tips. Ends up on the stick of Williamson. Meet him up to Williamson and back to the point. Hopkins gets that loose puck down low. Shot, they score. Gage Hayes. Great feed from Ethan Miedema.
Well, you see there the front.
In yesterday's game in Brantford. Picked up a goal. It's a chance for the Battalion. Wrist shot high and wide. Comes all the way out to center ice, where it's grabbed by Soto. Could be 2-on-1 with Battaglia if he can get that puck to settle down. Over to Battaglia, he scores. First shot on goal for Kingston goes in. Here, I'm not sure if Butter even put it in. Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll give it to him. When he tells the story to his grandkids, it'll be top corner on Martin Brodeur. No. Did you play with Martin Brodeur, Grandpa? Here comes Hopkins. He scores. Beautiful feed. Put it right through the leg. Control. Pininiemi dishes off far side for Gaydon. He'll send it back to the defenseman. Near side now for Hopkins. Hopkins into the slot on the back end. They score. Juronen right along the ice. Power play goal. Frontenacs 3. Frontenacs getting a little sloppy. Shot wide there by Vakulin. Juronen. Pass ahead. Ends up on the stick of Battaglia. Wrist shot scores. Off the post and in. 6-2. They'll skate it to the top of the zone. Gives it to Burns. Juronen trades places with him. Back to Burns it comes. Hopkins. One-timer, they score. Great setup for Cedric Gaydon. Hopkins. Gaydon tripped up, no call. Right. It was a trip, was it? Not a trip? I thought it was a trip. He didn't fall down by himself. Hopkins to Battaglia, back to Hopkins. One-timer by Pininiemi, scores. Might have gone off an Ottawa D-man, doesn't matter. 1-0. Fronts break up the play at center ice. It comes to Soto. Tries to go wide, jams on the brakes, back to the point to McGowan. He'll give it over for Williamson. Directed towards the net. Oh, nice tip in front. Tyler Hopkins ended up going through the legs. Chopped up by Ewens. Got it out to center ice. Valuable time ticking off the clock. Ewens has it now. 10 seconds left. He drifts back. Now he plays it up the boards. Tried to get it to Hopkins. He does. Couldn't get it to Battaglia. Now he does, and he scores with 2.8 seconds left to make it a 6-3.
Battalion player falling was Bronson Ride. Miedema intercepts a clearing attempt, trying to find a shooting lane. Pass to Hopkins. He scores. Nice setup by Miedema, and Hopkins
will slide it ahead. He'll find Hopkins. Hopkins up to the blue line. And here come the Kingston Frontenacs with a chance. He'll take it down deep. Battaglia with it now along the boards. Avoids a check thrown by Fitzgerald. And into the slot. A one-timer. They score. Hopkins. What a blast. A rocket to the back of the net. Nico Addy doing his best to try and take it back from Malik McGowan. And it comes around the near side. Burns is there. Burns moves it ahead. Hopkins, who has Kingston's goal tonight, down the right side for Soto. Shoots, he scores! Matthew Soto snipes it back. In the corner, the big defenseman for the front, the veteran. Plays it in behind his own goal. Kingston will carry it out. Here comes Soto. He's got one tonight. He's over the blue line. Soto puts on the brakes in the slot. Hopkins, what a pass, what a goal. Battaglia finishes it off. Tic-tac-toe, what a beauty. Catches up to it in the corner, sends it around the back of the net. Played here by the Kingston Frontenacs, and they'll make their way down the center zone. It's Soto. Soto looks, hangs on. Now he slides it over. Shot out in front, goes off, is skated in. The Kingston Frontenacs get a nice bounce, and they make it.
That check. Lardis takes the breakout pass, went through the zone, skips over the stick of Crombie. There's Vicari helping out his own case. Battaglia way up ice for Soto. Nice touch there to find Hopkins, and he'll carry it one-on-one with Protz. Left circle, wrist shot, scores! A beautiful move from Hopkins, and he's tied it at 2. Lost the puck though. Comes to Gandon over there. Quentin Burns just lobs this one down. Can Miedema catch up to it? Blowing puck up on edge. He does so. And falls in the process, but does find Urona. There's a blast from Hopkins. Scores! One time off the feed from Uronin. Taking some OHL action here in the Limestone City. KingstonFrontenacs.com for more information. 5 to go, second period.
Yeah, these different deals, you can save a lot of money on game tickets.
There's McGowan for Battaglia, and he outwaits and scores as Larocque bit on the
this year.
Yeah, and you know, there's a, when you come to the games, there's a video pre-game interview that Jordan Jackson does with head coach Troy Mann, and he actually alluded to that today. There's an opportunity for Kingston. Wide open net, the 2-foot putt, as Tim likes to say, for Matthew Soto, and we are tied up at 1.
Nice quick release, silences the crowd pretty early, but just a textbook face-off. Everyone ties up their man. It's won cleanly right back, and then you see McGowan. He comes off that wing, finds an opening at the side, and he's able to get that shot off uncontested.
So Kingston on the board. The left defenseman, Piemier, now goes all the way down inside the Kingston zone. Uronin with it. And here comes the Kingston attack. Hopkins trying to split the D. He goes in, he shoots, he scores. Tyler Hopkins, my goodness. Burns leading the power play up and over the line. Burns makes his way in. McNamara drops it over to Soto. Burns again at the left point. Hopkins with it. Down low, shoot, and they do score another one. Luke McNamara with another one.